Gangster movies have defined cinema from its very beginning. Silent-era classics, talkie-era breakthroughs, and timeless masterpieces shaped by legends like Francis Ford Coppola and Martin Scorsese. Long before superheroes ruled the screen, it was gangsters and cowboys battling it out for box office glory. Cops versus criminals, law versus lawless, and a blur between good and evil. It all started with films like Intolerance in 1916 and exploded with Little Caesar in 1931, where Edward G. Robinson set the gold standard for every gangster to follow. That film didn't just launch a genre, it etched it into film history. Today, the gangster genre stands as one of cinema's most iconic. In this video, we are counting down the 10 best gangster movies of all time. But first, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Kicking off our list at number 10 is The Departed, a gripping gangster thriller that hit theaters in 2006. Set in Boston, the story follows two men living double lives. One is a mobster working inside the police, and other is cop deep undercover in the mob. Directed by Martin Scorsese, this film is a remake of the Hong Kong hit Internal Affairs, but Scorsese adds his own powerful style. With all-star cast including Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, and Jack Nicholson, every scene is packed with tension and drama. The Departed won 4 Oscars, including Best Picture, proving that even remakes can become legends in their own right.
Sooner or later, he's gonna find out who I am, and he's gonna kill me.
You don't won't be me who suffers.
There was a leak from the inside. What are you waiting for, honestly? I mean, do you want him to chop me up and feed me to the poor? Is that what you guys want?
Next up at number 9 is The Public Enemy, a classic gangster film from 1931 that changed Hollywood forever. This was the movie that turned James Cagney into a star, playing Tom Powers, a tough street kid who rises through the ranks of the criminal world. While Little Caesar came first, The Public Enemy took things to the next level, with Cagney setting the standard for every gangster role that followed. The story may feel simple by today's standards, but one scene still shocks audiences: the haunting ending where Tom is delivered home after a brutal shootout. It's a moment burned into film history and a big reason this movie was added to the National Film Registry.
Oh, sir, here's where you need the room. Such a muscle.
Coming in at number 8 is White Heat from 1949, where James Cagney gives his most unforgettable gangster performance. This time, he plays Cody Jarrett, a dangerous and mentally unstable mob boss with deep emotional issues, especially tied to his mother. Unlike most gangster films of the time, White Heat digs into the mind of its lead character, blending crime drama with film noir. Directed by Raoul Walsh, the movie pushed the genre forward and opened the door for darker, more complex crime stories in the 1950s. Its influence can be seen in films like The Asphalt Jungle and The Naked City. This classic was honored by the Library of Congress and added to the National Film Registry in 2003.
And I was going to split 50-50 with a cop.
At number 7 is Once Upon a Time in America, a powerful and emotional gangster film released in 1984. Directed by Sergio Leone, known for his westerns, this was his final masterpiece and his only film after 1971. The story follows two childhood friends who grew up to become major players in New York organized crime world. Starring Robert De Niro, the film explores friendship, betrayal, and the cost of ambition over several decades. Originally over 4 hours long, it was sadly cut down for American release, but even in its shorter version, the impact remains strong. With its haunting score and deep storytelling, this film stands as one of the most unforgettable gangster epics ever made.
As men, they shared a dream to rise together from poverty to power.
I swear to God, Noodles, you and me together, we can make it come true.
Landing at number 6 is Pulp Fiction, the 1994 film that shook up Hollywood and made Quentin Tarantino a household name. This isn't your typical gangster movie. Tarantino tells the story in a wild, out-of-order style that keeps you guessing. At the center are two hitmen working on a powerful crime boss, a boxer who double-crosses that same boss, and a string of dark, violent twists that connect their lives. With sharp dialogue, unforgettable scenes, and a killer soundtrack, Pulp Fiction redefined the genre. It grabbed 7 Oscar nominations and earned a spot in the National Film Registry in 2013. It's bold, bloody, and one of a kind in the gangster world. Taking the 5th spot is the original Scarface from 1932, a bold and gritty gangster film that helped shape the entire genre. Directed by Howard Hawks, this version tells the story of Tony Camonte, an Italian immigrant who rises through the underworld by taking out his own boss and helping his partner seize control. Paul Mooney delivers a powerful performance, standing shoulder to shoulder with legends like Cagney and Robinson. While the 1983 remake with Al Pacino is iconic, the original has a raw edge and historical weight that still holds strong today. Scarface 1932 was so influential that it earned a place in the National Film Registry in 1994, sealing its legacy in gangster cinema.
That was a fine job, Tony. Remember, that's only chicken feed. You've stepped into big company.
At number 4 is On the Waterfront, the 1954 classic that gave us Marlon Brando before he ever became the Godfather. In this powerful story, Brando plays Terry Malloy, a washed-up boxer who once threw a fight for the mob and now works on the docks under a corrupt union. The film dives deep into crime, guilt, and redemption, showing how one man stands up against a powerful system of fear. Directed by Elia Kazan, this isn't just a gangster film. It's a raw, emotional drama that still hits hard today. It won 8 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Brando, and was added to the National Film Registry in 1989.
Fattest piers in the fattest harbor in the world. Everything moves in and out, we take out.
Cracking the top 3 is Goodfellas, the 1990 gangster masterpiece that changed the crime genre forever. Directed by Martin Scorsese, this film tells the real-life story of Henry Hill, played by Ray Liotta, a small-time gangster who climbs the ranks of the mob, only to betray it all in the end. With powerhouse performances from Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, the film delivers raw violence, fast-paced storytelling, and unforgettable scenes. Joe Pesci took home an Oscar for his explosive role, and the film earned 6 nominations in total. Goodfellas was added to the National Film Registry in 2000 and remains one of the most iconic and quoted gangster films of all time.
Me up. Nobody does that to me. Who the hell do you think you are? Frankie Valli or something?
We know who you are, you understand?
Yeah.
At number 2 is The Godfather Part II, a powerful story that dives deep into 2 generations of the Corleone family. This 1974 classic shows the rise of young Vito Corleone, played by Robert De Niro, alongside Michael Corleone's dark path as the new head of the family, played by Al Pacino. Many say this sequel is even better than the original, with a tighter story and unforgettable performances. It made history as the first sequel to win Best Picture, earning 11 Oscar nominations and wins for Best Director and Best Supporting Actor. Together with the first film, these two tell one of the greatest stories ever told in gangster cinema.
I don't feel I have to wipe everybody out, Tom. Just my enemies.
Topping the list at number 1 is The Godfather, the 1972 film that redefined gangster movies forever. Marlon Brando stars as Vito Corleone, the powerful head of the crime family, while Al Pacino plays Michael, his son and war hero who slowly gets pulled into the dangerous family business. With an amazing cast including James Caan, Robert Duvall, and Diane Keaton, the film delivers a powerful story about power, loyalty, and betrayal. It earned 10 Oscar nominations, winning Best Picture, Best Actor for Brando, and Best Screenplay. Added to the National Film Registry in 1990, The Godfather remains the ultimate gangster movie classic and a timeless masterpiece. These gangster movies have shaped the way we see crime stories on screen. From old classics to modern hits, each film tells a unique story of power, loyalty, and betrayal. What do you think about our today's list? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the Cine Wizard for more interesting videos like this. Turn on your notifications by pressing the bell icon so you don't miss any of our new videos.